Hello, everyone. My name is Karen Eberly, and I will be reviewing the article, A Model for Facilitating Curriculum Development in Higher Education, a faculty-driven, data-informed, and educational developer-supported approach by Peter Wolf. I chose this article for several reasons, but the first was because of my background in education. I've been teaching high school mathematics for 11 years, and I've spent many of those years developing curriculum for my classes. I have a lot of freedom to choose how I teach and assess district and statewide standards, and I'm always looking for informed ways to improve my practice. The second reason why I picked this article is because the title is full of educational buzzwords. The trifecta of data-driven, faculty-chosen, and developer-supported kind of reminded me of the Kix cereal kid-tested, mother-approved slogan. I was curious to see if the article was too good to be true. My final reason for choosing this article is that recently my interest has been piqued towards student-led analytics. Because this is somewhat of a new topic in education, I was hoping that the data-driven piece of this article would be related to an analytics tool and therefore would help me piece together how student-led analytics could help inform curriculum development. What I did like about this article is that it was a quick and logical read, meaning that it was easy to follow the author's thought process. Another thing that I really enjoyed about the article was its focus on workplace culture. From the beginning of the article, it emphasized the use of teaching support systems and faculty collaboration throughout the entire process. In fact, on page 16, Wolf stated, "We want to build a culture that relies on expert disciplinary knowledge and data to make decisions to engage faculty members in a reflective process that can be used to foster continuous improvement in curriculum." Another thing that I liked about this article was its mention of process versus outcome. It mentioned a few times that the curriculum development model should be cyclical rather than having episodic attempts to fix or change parts of the program. The final thing that I really enjoyed was its focus on student need. It mentioned several times that the reason for curriculum change was related to student learning. Like I said before, the model was concisely described and logically broken down. The article described the process in a way that would be useful for course designers and other practitioners to follow and implement at their own institution. There were 3 components to the curriculum development model, including curriculum vision, curriculum development, and alignment, coordination, and development. Curriculum visioning is the first part of the process, which includes an analysis of current curriculum and gathering data from relevant stakeholders such as alumni, graduating students, entering students, and faculty. This is followed by developing a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats team that drives the curriculum development process. The goal for this part of the process is for participants to find a shared commitment to connecting courses with the program objectives in an increasingly intentional and systematic way. The curriculum development process is the next phase, which includes collecting data from course instructors on how they are choosing to foster student development and identified program objectives and foundational content. Once collected, the data is organized into a spreadsheet, which then summarizes the major approaches to teaching and assessing the major content skills in the program. This helps the department develop or redevelop the program structure and design a curriculum map. The third and final phase is the alignment, coordination, and development phase, which includes volunteer groups of faculty working with the educational developer to review literature and research on program objectives and develop relevant rubrics and suggested teaching approaches to foster skill development in the program. From this stage, the program can adopt course objectives and rubrics and align content, which will then develop an ideal course learning experience. There were some areas where I feel like this article could grow. The first is that it was more of a description rather than a study, which means that the author did a good job of describing the process, but I could have used a couple in-depth examples of how the process was implemented at his institution. Additionally, the instruments of data weren't explicitly outlined. I had no idea how it was measured or what sources the data came from. Last but not least, the cyclical aspect was mentioned as being important, but it wasn't emphasized in the description of the process, and I would have liked to see more of that. Here's a full graphic showing all of the phases, key members, objectives, and outcomes described throughout this presentation. You can also find this visual attached to my original post. Wolf also had a more in-depth model, which I will also post for your viewing pleasure. Thank you for watching my resource evaluation. I look forward to your questions and comments. If you would like some prompt questions to help guide your thinking, I've left a few on this slide.